Oh, shut up.
They had a gun.
We got him. Oh, thank you, Jesus. All right. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It wasn't bad.
No, it was okay.
Yeah,
It wasn't as good as the first one, but
What do you mean?
it held up.
All right, so basically the plot is Peter Parker is enjoying his life as Spider-Man. Electro happens. Green Goblin happens. I really can't see you.
And the Rhino happens too.
It's got
Okay, I see
lighting.
it. Okay, I can see it.
But she's like white. How can you not miss her?
God. Oh God, yeah.
I had zero expectations by entering this movie, and that made it a lot better.
Yeah, more likely. Yeah, I had pretty big expectations, and the reviews came in, but it's not as bad as people say. Like, a lot of people are calling this the Batman and Robin of the Spider-Man movies. No, I'm sorry. Apparently, well, I mean, obviously they want to forget about Spider-Man 3, but guess what? Can't. It happened. Get over it.
Fortunately, there was no spider nipples, so there's that.
This isn't a Joel Schumacher film.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a lot to talk about in this movie, and I mean a lot to talk about. So let's start with
Gratuitous shirtless scenes with Spider-Man.
wait, what?
No.
Okay, God.
But that does play into effect because, the last time we saw Spider-Man, he had that really weird gash on his chest, but all of a sudden it has healed up. But thankfully,
Well, he has much.
He has a healing ability.
He does have a healing ability.
That makes one go like, I wish I had Spider-Man's healing factor, bub.
Yeah. Well, let's start with this. Let's start with the fact that this actually answers what happened to Peter's parents. I mean, they do die. They die in the plane crash, but they explain why they ran. Which I'm actually glad they saved it for the sequel. Otherwise, it would have made no sense in the first one.
Yeah.
Yep. Like a lot of things in the first one.
He didn't like it.
No, it was okay, but there's just some things that just didn't make sense. Like, why did Spider-Man need a police parade? Stop traffic because Spider-Man's swinging this way.
Well, because when Captain Stacy told them to stand down. That was the reason.
I went to the crane scene where he was swinging.
That's because C. Thomas Howell's. That's because Spider-Man saved C. Thomas Howell's son.
Yeah,
That's why. Is it better for you now?
slightly, but
Okay. all right. We're talking about the sequel here. All right. So, yeah, this was. It wasn't as good as the first one, in my opinion, but. And not saying it was bad, but it's not as good as the first. Really, mainly because this is more of a very long teaser for the Sinister Six. That's really all this is. And a lot of characters are very downplayed in this.
Where's Flash Thompson in all of this?
Yeah, I was really disappointed. I was expecting him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if there's like one of the biggest positives of this movie is indeed the relationship between Peter and Gwen.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually surprised it broke up pretty early in the movie.
Yeah.
And they actually stayed broken up. They didn't They stayed broken up until towards the end. But you know what? That probably made what happened at the end even more impactful.
Such choice words too.
Yeah.
The acting was.
It was really good. I mean, like I said, Andrew Garfield is the definitive Peter Parker. He's the definitive Spider-Man.
Emma
Stone.
Oh
God.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's perfect. She's perfect in every way as Gwen Stacy.
She was better than Kirsten Dunst.
She's always
MJ.
Anyone be better than Kirsten Dunst. Oh my god, that was talk about a serious miss, guys. Jamie Foxx as Electro was good. I like.
Oh yeah.
He was creepy. He was
Yeah,
really creepy, but
Stalker.
yeah, exactly. But very much, but in a very kind of likable way. You kind of sympathize with him, but at the same time, you're a little weirded out
Well,
by.
everyone has a man crush for Spider-Man.
He does. I was really expecting. I was expecting him to start making out with that picture.
Kiss him, kiss
How
him.
about the little doll he made?
I didn't see that.
There was a little.
Oh my god!
There
Oh
was a
gee!
little-
Oh my god! Sorry. I'm getting.
figure.
I'm sorry. I'm getting Haunted House 2 flashbacks. Thanks. You don't want to know what I had to go through with that movie. You don't want to know. Oh my god.
Mandingo aside.
Dane DeHaan.
Oh yeah. There was playing Mandingo in Haunted House.
Dave,
Jesus fucking
yeah, Dane
Christ.
DeHaan was
Dane
excellent.
DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan.
He was
kind of really hammy in this.
Well, yeah.
He was really hammy. Like, I mean, I know Willem Dafoe was hammy, but holy shit, this Dane DeHaan was hamming it up.
Yeah,
That's
but
what he was doing.
well, the thing is, Dane DeHaan is fairly new to the acting world.
He is, but like after seeing him in Chronicle, what he could do in Chronicle, I was expecting something a little more.
Or, you know, in
And,
Metallica.
Metallica through the network.
I haven't seen that.
Well, I seen it, and he doesn't say that many lines, but you can
Yeah.
just see it on his face.
Yeah.
He said, Master of Puppets.
Yeah, and yeah, a lot of characters that were really played up, or a lot of actors that were played up, like I said, had a lot of downplay, were really downplayed.
I still don't understand why they're complaining about Aunt May supposedly being young in this. Or
Well,
compared to-
he's in Peter's in high school. That makes sense.
yeah.
But really, you look at her now, like 2 years after, she is considerably older now, and so she does definitely look more like Aunt May. I did like the interaction between the two.
Yeah.
It was
Believable.
really good.
Yes.
It was very evident that they genuinely love each other. I did like their scenes together. The
Stanley cameo.
Stanley
Oh,
cameo.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wait, I know that guy. It's like,
You
the thing
created
is-
him.
The thing is, though, he was looking around like he was looking for Spider-Man. Did you notice he was like turning his
Yeah.
head like he was looking for like he was looking for when to say his line. And you know what? I'm pretty sure he was playing the same character, the librarian from the first one.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
But he wasn't credited as a.
No, but still, that was fantastic.
That was fun. He's like, hey, I know that guy. Well, you should. You created him.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait for the Marvel movie as him as a senile grandpa. Well, things
I think it already is. He's already in his 90s.
I created Spider-Man. Everything else Marvel.
Yeah.
Just about.
The Dennis Leary scenes in this were actually holy shit. Those things were
they're pretty strong.
they were strong. They were just like he doesn't say anything.
But
Except for that one stock footage flashback. Other than that, he doesn't say anything.
But
He's just there.
his presence alone speaks
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's another thing that kind of upset me is like they didn't play it around enough.
Well,
It didn't.
but kind of just playing it those few times does actually make the scene a little bit more powerful.
Yeah.
The scene's a little more powerful.
And-
Like saying to Spider-Man,
Yeah.
remember
And-
the promise you made.
Yeah, and here's another thing, and I really did hope that, and I'm pretty sure there's a deleted scene somewhere, but him actually working for the Bugle now is freelance. They're actually doing that now, but they're not.
Showing Jonah Jameson.
Well, I didn't expect him to say show Jameson, but I was at least expecting him, at least giving us a reason.
yeah.
And here's another, and here's something that I really did like in this more than I liked in the other ones is that that Peter's excuse is that he doesn't really know Spider-Man. He just was able he just knew how to take a picture of
Yeah.
him. So I'm glad they did that. I mean, granted, they still went with I know Spider-Man, but but it wasn't I'm really good friends with
Yeah, he's my
Spider-Man.
best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't go with that.
We're
so,
BFFs.
Yeah.
Super best.
God.
SBFF.
The effects
Should
were
we-
amazing.
there were moments where it really wasn't like the
But I mean,
Electro's CGI was really bad.
Oh, well, I didn't think so.
I thought it looked more like a video game. It really did.
That's the thing with Spider-Man 2, because
But granted, it's
The first one didn't look like a video game. The CGI in the first one didn't look like a video game. This one did. This really did look more like a video game.
the Lizard's CG wasn't that great.
No, but it still didn't look like a video game.
no.
And that's what I'm saying. This one did.
It was
I
kind
thought
of
Ripple-
hard to make an electricity look like effective with CG.
There are plenty of movies that do that though, that do it well, that don't just make it, that don't really make it the way that it did in this. Should we talk about the big thing?
Well, if you've read comic books, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
All right, so anyone who hasn't seen this movie, if you're planning on it, I would, and I still recommend it. Turn this video off now.
Like, this is a perfect timing for
Kind of
that,
like this.
Yeah.
We'll be back and we'll talk more about it. All right.
So that was the
And
last
we're
time I
back.
talked
And
And
about
we're
those who
back.
chose to stay around for
All right.
spoilers.
So, like I said, spoilers, everyone. This is your last fucking chance.
Read comic books, seriously.
Yeah,
If you-
exactly.
if you-
Gwen Stacy dies in this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And they did it in a way that isn't like the comic. And,
But-
and for those who haven't read the comic, shame on you, but we'll go ahead and say it. All right, so basically, Green Goblin kidnaps Gwen Stacy in the comics, and Spider-Man goes to save her. She's unconscious, so she doesn't know what's going on. When when Green Goblin tosses her off the bridge, Spider-Man goes in to save her. He shoots his webbing. The webbing catches her ankle, and when the webbing snaps, or
It went taut.
it went taut, you hear a snap, but it's not from the webbing.
No.
It's not from any body part but her neck. The word snap is next to her neck,
Yep.
meaning that her neck broke when the webbing caught her. What happened was Spider-Man ended up killing his greatest love. I'm saying that right now because I believe that Gwen Stacy was and always will be his true love, which makes her death even more impactful because it is what many consider his greatest failure is the death of Gwen Stacy. Same thing happened here, just different goblin, different location, different way she died. Now, a lot of people think that she was going to die like by Goblin just dropping her and Spider-Man doesn't catch her in time. He caught her in time. The thing is though, the webbing didn't catch her foot. It caught her by the stomach, but she was already too close to the ground for it to be safe.
And it's hit her head.
She hit her spine.
Well, I saw her head.
Actually, it's her head.
It was?
Her head
Okay.
hit the
Her-
concrete.
Yeah, and you just heard a snap. Just
Or crunch.
Without
yeah,
blood.
and it was and it's this, and it's still the same way
Yeah.
as how she died. It was from his own webbing. He still ended up killing her. So yeah, it ended up being a very huge impact on him because he has still failed. Now, granted, the way they had him move on, now they kept showing the months go by of him grieving, but in like a little montage.
5 months too.
Yeah. I'm really hoping though that his failure still haunts him in the next movie. That's what I'm hoping for. But for anyone out there who believe this is not gonna happen, it happens. That death is still as impactful as it was in the comics.
It was silent for the most part in the movies, too.
Yeah. My jaw dropped. I honestly thought she was going to survive. Now, granted, it almost got ruined when they showed the CGI webbing become a hand.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was thinking, oh, come on.
Oh, we groaned. We groaned.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the entire theater groaned. Did it?
Way to ruin a moment.
Well, I mean, well, that's the thing. When the webbing turned into a hand, I was like, oh God damn it, she's gonna live, isn't she? She's gonna fucking live. But when it didn't happen, I'm like, wow. Okay, you threw me for a loop there, movie.
And in the comics, before Gwen Stacy's death, he just shot to catch people.
Yeah.
It usually did fine, but in the comics, the death of Gwen Stacy,
it was where it was shot. It was where it landed.
Yeah,
is what happened.
Yeah, and in the comics, Gwen Stacy's death is how Spider-Man, instead of just shooting a web out someone, dives down and reaches the same velocity, and then shoots the web.
Well, he still does that in this movie.
True, but I'm talking comics.
Yeah. Now the whole Goblin thing was different in this movie than it was in the comics. The Goblin transformation was not from the serum. It was from a genetic disorder that the serum ended up intensifying. Accelerating, if you will.
Also, more spoilers on that part too, because
And he reacted violently.
Chris Cooper really was downplayed. I was hoping he'd have a little more screen time than this, which was, although he's supposedly supposed to be signed up for 3, so that was
but
that was a little disappointing, but like I said, a lot of characters in this were really downplayed. The fact that they put Felicia Hardy in this was downplayed as well. Like they even said that like they gave her a costume, and I was really expecting that, but they did. I'm glad they didn't. I'm really glad they did not.
Because they look out of place.
But they could have taken her. They could have left her out too.
And Paul Giamatti, he was. Very downplayed.
Oh God, he was great. We all knew he only had a couple of minutes of screen time, but the amount of screen time he was great.
Yeah.
I love Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
I can't hate him for anything.
Lady in the Water.
I can't hate him for that either.
What a twist.
Yeah. But yeah, again, it's just really nothing more than setting up for Sinister Six. That's all it was. Now, one thing I didn't like was the whole Oscorp conspiracy thing. His lawyer, like it made the lawyer seem like he was the main villain, and you kind of felt bad for Harry. They didn't really. Did they explain that a little more? I might have missed it.
No, not really.
No.
Okay.
It was more just, we want power.
Yeah, and that made no sense.
Well,
they didn't.
sense.
It felt out of nowhere. Really,
True, yeah.
It felt really out of nowhere. God, anything else?
Let's see.
The
I
fight
think
scenes
it
were
was
a lot
just
better.
there to
Oh, the post-credit scene.
show
the-
the fuel.
The mid-credits.
To give Harry a reason to be the Goblin.
Mainly give him, like I said, push him more.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, the fact that he's dying is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that this guy was double crossed Harry was out of nowhere. It felt really out of place and completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
What they could have made him still the guy that follows Annie Osborn to the grave, and just kind of made it that way. They could have done that, but they didn't, and which is a shame. Because really, Harry still could have gotten Electro out of there had they had they just stuck with the whole desperation to survive thing happen. That's what they could have done, but they didn't. That's like the biggest thing I had a problem with this movie, was just that whole corporate takeover conspiracy thing that was completely out of nowhere.
And want to talk about the mid-credit scene?
Yeah, don't stay after the credits. Just don't. It's not worth it. All it is really is just a scene from X-Men Days of Future Past. That's it. That's all it is.
Yep. Oh yeah, speaking of worthless, I mean, don't get me wrong, I thought all the antagonists' little main problems would have been done easily if they would just, stop whining about it so much. I mean, for example, Electro, for example, that could have been done so easily.
Yeah, but you could have gone. I got behind Electro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, coming from someone who has been stepped on a lot over the years, I got behind that. Like, I know what it's like to want to try and be somebody, and then have that taken away by your hero. I get that. I had no problem with that. I mean, granted, I wish he had a little more screen time than he did, but that was. But yeah, and the whole friendship behind Peter and Harry, I'm not going to say it didn't feel genuine, but it didn't.
It wasn't really the forefront.
It wasn't the forefront, and that's a real shame.
And plus, they were separated for 10 years.
They were, well, and I guess you could say that accounts for something. Because if there is one thing Mark Webb knows how to do, that's how to properly portray relationships. And I mean, I wouldn't, and like I said, I'm not saying the friendship between Harry and Peter wasn't genuine, because it was. It did feel a little genuine. It just didn't feel. It just still kind of did. It still didn't feel
and plus,
right.
Harry did say that he wanted to forget everything about it, considering what his father did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Cooper was, holy shit, he was evil. Even as he died, he was evil. All right, the music was really good.
Well, Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer and Pharrell Williams. Yeah. God, anything else?
I don't care that. I'll be the opposite for that. I didn't really care much for Hans Zimmer.
Well, I mean, it's a lot better. Well, it's a lot better than some of his other music.
It's
I'm not really a big fan of the Man of Steel soundtrack. I'm not. I didn't. Yeah, exactly. It didn't feel for one thing, it didn't feel right with the tone of the movie. But here it did, and that's another thing. A lot of people are going to complain about this. It is campy. There is plenty of camp in this movie, but it's not Spider-Man 3 campy. It's not like that.
Or Batman and Robin campy.
Yeah. A lot of people are calling this the Batman and Robin, the Spider-Man franchise. It's not.
Yeah.
This is not the Batman and Robin of the Spider-Man movies. This is very much still. I mean, it's camp. It's a lot lighthearted than the last one, but it doesn't. But it still doesn't feel out of place. There's still plenty of dark elements in it to keep it in that tone set.
At least Jamie Foxx was doing all the electric puns.
And it could have been worse.
Oh God, I'm actually glad. Yeah.
It could have been worse.
Shocking.
Time to jolt things up a bit.
Yeah, oh God. Oh my God.
Too late, it's already been ruined because he had a stupid lightning bolt on his costume.
Well, he had that. Well, Electro had that in the comics.
True.
So that was, again, that didn't feel out of place. I had no problem with that.
It felt out of place for a costume that's like ready right away. It's like, oh, I could.
Well, yeah, they could have explained that a little better. Oh wait, who the fuck was that? Like the Doctor Strangelove look-alike?
He said his name was it's Kafka.
Kafka? Yeah. Is he a character in the comics? Because I don't remember.
But I was like, well, another.
He looked like Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah.
He looked like, I swear, I mean, even the haircut is the same.
For the kids who didn't know what Doctor Strangelove is, well, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're missing out on good film.
Well, they'll watch it when they're older.
They better fucking watch it now.
Yeah.
Watch it now, so you get the reference.
Exactly. He was hamming it up. Tall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a German,
yeah.
so that makes me evil.
I was really.
Hail Hydra.
Yeah, I was expecting to go say hi.
Heil Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. I was really expecting that. I was like, Hail Hydra. No. That one guy that was walking behind him, I leaned over to you because it looked like a black guy, a bald black guy from like Ethiopia or something, and he looked like he had a collar. I'm like, does he have a slave behind him? What the shit? I couldn't tell because of the 3D glasses, but it looked like a black guy with a collar around his neck.
Are you trying to say that black guys can't wear collars?
I'm just saying that might have been a little, that might have been jumping the shark on that.
Okay.
Speaking of jumping the shark, I still thought it was kind of stupid with the electric eels.
That's kind of more.
I was willing to let that slide.
Well, because they were a part of a project.
Yeah, it was part of a project.
Slide.
Well, think about it. Like, I mean, I think what they were trying to do was
electrotective.
what they were trying to do was, I assume, use like clean energy, and what better way than from electric eels?
And plus, they were trying to. They did mention using
Animals.
merging animal DNA with human DNA.
Yeah, but it's yeah. I think we've said enough
Pretty
of
much, yeah.
Spider-Man.
I just can't wait until the radioactive vulture bites vulture.
Yeah. Final score. I give Amazing Spider-Man a 6 out of. No, I'm sorry. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
I did enjoy it. It's not as good as the first one. It's still worth the watch. It really is, especially with that very impactful ending. Don't stay after the credits. You will be disappointed.
Unless you're a hardcore X-Men fan.
Oh God! Don't even stay after that. Just don't. All right. What about you?
I'd have to agree with your 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I mean, yeah, it's a great movie. Go watch it. Bring your family if you want to.
Yeah. Heather?
7 out of 10.
Reasonings?
Like I said, there are points where it could have been better, but it's still a pretty good movie. Really.
Byron?
I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Mostly because most of the stuff seemed convoluted with how the antagonist came about. The relationship between Harry and Peter, and despite the whole 10-year gap thing, it just seems very awkward even for that span. Because we have this thing called social media in which we contact each other.
Actually, that is a good point. I guess I should have pointed that out.
But then again,
I've had friends I haven't seen in years, and we connected through social media.
But then again, Harry was at a boarding school, and they may have some sort of.
I'm pretty sure they would have allowed Facebook.
You'd be surprised how some.
Nah. They had Facebook. I'm pretty sure.
Alternatively.
All right. We'll be back in a minute with trailers.
You're drawing a hot dog.
All right, so trailers.
It's the same thing as Captain America: Winter Soldier.
You saw Godzilla and Guardians.
Hang on, I got it. Hang on. All right. Let's start off with A Million Ways to Die in the West.
That was actually great.
Holy shit!
Really?
Oh my God!
I'll just say this. Imagine Neil Patrick Harris with a big black mustache.
Well, yeah. Well, we've seen the trailer before, but I'm talking about the ending of that trailer.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
It actually kind of starts off as the last trailer, but it ends with one of the greatest cameos that is going to be ruined in the movie by this trailer. I don't even want to say what. Let's not ruin it for anyone. Just
watch it on YouTube.
Don't even watch it on YouTube. If you can avoid a movie with this trailer, please do, because it will more than likely ruin it for you when you go see the movie.
Oh yes.
All right. We got the last trailer for X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Snore.
It was actually good.
I'm still gonna go see it.
Boulevard Trask.
Peter Dinklage rocking that porno mustache, man. Gotta wine and tits. Come on.
In glasses too.
We also got Interstellar, and this is this was actually the teaser trailer from last year.
Really?
Yeah. And because it said a year from now. That's all it said,
Okay.
and it's supposed to be out this year. This is Christopher Nolan's new movie. Okay. It's got it's got Matthew McConaughey, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Oscar-winning actor Matthew McConaughey.
Fuck that shit. I was like, come on, like Lincoln Lawyer.
Dallas Buyers Club. That's what he
Buyers Club. Mud. Texas Chainsaw Next Generation.
No.
Really, the only good thing about that movie. We got Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Same trailer.
Same one. Yeah, Marky Mark.
Mark Wahlberg.
I'm surprised he didn't do a rap song at that trailer too.
You know what? That would have been such a sweet release. Oh god, I'll be having large amounts of alcohol that night. We got Godzilla again.
Same trailer.
Yeah,
Still
same
awesome.
trailer.
Yeah.
Still, fuck
Still
yeah,
awesome.
fuck yeah. Dude, I'm having a Godzilla birthday. That's for damn sure. We got Maleficent again.
Yeah.
Anybody else feel like they're trying to? I mean, this is like the Wicked version
It could
of
be.
Sleeping Beauty.
I'm sure Wicked had some
More than likely,
influence.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
You never know. She probably did that to help Aurora.
The what?
Maleficent is the villain.
Yeah.
She's the main. She's evil. Like her name says it all. Is she's evil. I mean, like I'm not
Yes.
saying I'm not looking forward to
But
the
we're
movie.
looking at
Yeah.
the supposed truth.
Yeah.
So,
and this is from her side of the story.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but like, not every movie that involves a villain has to make the villain sympathetic. You don't need to do it. Just because Wicked does it doesn't mean you have to do it for everybody.
Well, true, but
Yeah, I can't wait till
but Maleficent is one of those villains whose motives for doing what she does aren't really explained in them.
Yeah, she's
They explained it because she got snubbed from being invited to a birthday party.
There was probably a lot more
Yeah, that's
deep-seated
probably
resentment there.
Yeah.
We also got.
Probably includes her wings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, but they're also making it out to be like Aurora's father is the bad guy. Like he's pure evil. And we all know from the story, even from the movie, that that's not true.
Well, not to her, of course, not to other people, but other people he knows, like Philip's father.
Yeah.
But some people like Maleficent, he may be.
Yeah.
Not everything's black and white. That's
Yeah.
what I'm going for.
Still.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
There's always
well.
a silver lining.
Same trailer.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
chocolate
yeah,
comes
Guardians of the
to pass.
Galaxy.
Still awesome.
She still wants to fuck the raccoon.
Still.
I just said that.
It's a talking raccoon voiced by Bradley Cooper. I want to be buzzed with
You want to fuck Bradley Cooper voicing a raccoon?
No.
No, just Bradley Cooper.
I just want to go out and get some shawarma with him.
Wrong team.
Man, we should have got shawarma instead of this place.
I don't know if there are any shawarma places.
I don't think. Well, Alibaba's gone.
Yeah.
But I highly doubt it's open.
Yeah. God.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll be.
Yeah, it's still a good. Yeah, it's Amazing Spider-Man 2 is still a good movie. I would recommend seeing it. Just don't
go to 3.
don't have such low expectations, and don't automatically hate it because of the campiness. Just take it for what it is, really.
Campy movie.
Yeah. Next week, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next week because next week is my birthday.
Week
And
after.
more than likely, I'm going to get really, really, really drunk.
So, happy Cinco
And
de
the
Mayo.
week after is Godzilla.
That I will not be drunk. Or drunk.
I will not be drink.
Just don't make the same mistake you did in Gravity.
But what happened?
That was a good night. You should have been there.
Drink?
That was a good night. All right, dude. Okay, I pissed on the gate of Karn's Hide. All right, that's how great of a night that was.
Did you have like some kind of existential Kafka-esque nightmare after the movie?
No.
Oh.
No, I had good dreams that night. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I did not. I didn't sleep that night.
All right, that's pretty much it.
Yep. He didn't do anything that night.
So,
Goodbye.
see you next time.
Thank
Happy
you.
Cinco de Mayo.